This is the Saturn V. Less than 48 hours after arriving in Atlanta, it was time to leave. We had an amazing time visiting Stranger Things filming locations, hanging out with an old friend, and exploring just some of what this city has to offer. I would love to come back real soon. Until then, we had to leave the state of Georgia because our summer road trip had one more destination. This summer, my brother and I took a road trip to Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to my summer 2022 road trip series. We have left the state of Georgia and we have now entered Alabama. This was our first time in Alabama, and we came for sort of a nostalgic reason. If you've already seen my Mall of America vlog, you know that I grew up watching Mary-Kate and Ashley movies. In 2021, we drove all the way to Minneapolis for my 30th birthday so I could fulfill a childhood dream of having an epic mall party, just like Mary-Kate and Ashley did in their movie. Well, we're doing it again. This time, we're visiting the Huntsville Space and Rocket Center, where they shot the Case of the U.S. Space Camp mission. Fun fact, Lizzie Olsen, aka Elizabeth Olsen, aka Wanda Maximoff from the MCU, makes an appearance in this episode. I wanted to go to space camp so badly as a kid because of this movie, but sadly never got the chance. Did you know they have adult space camps? No, I didn't go to adult space camp in this video, but I did get to see some rockets.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
It's not just a hamburger, it's a Whataburger!
First trip to Whataburger. We got Whataburger for dinner because we've never had this before. They don't have Whataburger where we live. We have Shake Shack, which is super delicious, but we don't have Whataburger or In-N-Out, so I've never really had the opportunity to try them until now. Well, I still don't have the opportunity to try In-N-Out just yet, but fries. Okay, this burger is huge. What? This thing is so big. Okay, burger, strawberry shake, spicy ketchup. It's not bad. I will say I prefer Shake Shack better though.
We knew we had arrived at U.S. Space Camp when we saw the tall rockets.
Like Mary-Kate and Ashley, we had arrived at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. We drove by the space camp on the way. I'll get there one day. Upon entering the building, I saw someone spinning in the multi-axis trainer.
It spins you around and around really fast.
I can't handle spinning anymore, so I passed on that. But it was really fun to watch. We continued to explore and found a mock-up of the International Space Station. It shows how astronauts live in space, what they eat, how they sleep and exercise. Did you know they have a treadmill? And even where they go to the bathroom. Then we saw an underwater VR astronaut trainer where you can go virtual reality snorkeling while trying to compete in underwater challenges like playing basketball. It was time to go outside and explore the rocket park. The Pathfinder shuttle stack was on display. Passing the towering Saturn I, some massive engines that powered the rockets, a Skylab mock-up, military aircrafts, and even more rockets. We made our way to the Saturn V. This one's only a replica. The real rocket is inside. It's one of only 3 in existence and was developed here in Alabama. The sheer scale of it is absolutely incredible. Inside, we took a journey through the United States of America's space race and NASA's plan to put a man on the moon. This was a simulation to experience the power of the first test firing of the 5 F1 Saturn V engines.
2, 1, ignition.
I love seeing all the old technology used to make this happen, and how far we've come in such a short amount of time. I was completely fascinated by the filming process in space. They used ejectable 16mm cameras to film the stage separation and other events during the rocket's flight. This one right here washed up on a beach in the Bahamas after it was ejected from a rocket. Walking through this swing arm made me feel like Tom Hanks in Apollo 13. Moving on. This horribly charged and destroyed thing behind me is an oxygen tank from Skylab 2 that was recovered in Australia. Speaking of Skylab, here's what the first US space station looked like. And this Airstream trailer is Apollo 12's quarantine facility, where astronauts had to quarantine so they didn't accidentally bring any unknown harmful microorganisms back to Earth. That's a terrifying thought. Finally, we checked out Lunar Rover and Excursion model replicas, as well as the actual Apollo 16 command module from 1972. Its name is Casper, and it still has one of its original 3 parachutes that brought it safely back to Earth. By far the coolest thing on display was a lunar rock sample from 1969's Apollo 12. That is an actual piece of the moon. Before we left, we got a souvenir penny. I love these things. This is the Saturn V. It is enormous. We're gonna go walk underneath it now. I hope next time we return, it'll be for space camp. We're now leaving the US Space and Rocket Center here in Huntsville, Alabama. I'm really glad we actually came here. We wanted to come a couple years ago and just never made it out. But I'm so glad we came because that place was so much fun. Went to the gift shop and got these super cool stickers. I got some astronaut ice cream, which they don't actually take to space, is what I found out. This was literally just made for people here on Earth. I got the Neapolitan ice cream sandwich. I really don't think this is gonna be good. It legitimately looks like an ice cream sandwich. It does actually taste like an ice cream sandwich. It's confusing because it's so crunchy. That concludes our little road trip adventure. We are heading straight back home now. It's gonna be a little bit less than 6 hours. I hope you guys had fun following us along on our little adventure here in Georgia and Alabama. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Check this out. We are officially on the state line between Alabama and Tennessee. Everything on this side is Alabama, and then everything on that side is Tennessee.